It is. This is Corey, and this is the Anthem Podcast.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rob. Be careful, everyone. We are at Dum 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 Threat Level Midnight.
Is that a real threat level?
No, it's the Michael Scott movie from The Office.
Oh.
We're really at Threat Level Bravo, though, so be careful out there.
You may have to take off your shoes.
An unknown person...
For some of us, this is a dangerous precedent.
An unknown person from an unknown place may be doing unknown things to an unknown target. Be on the lookout. It's like having a kindergarten. You're like, all right, everybody, let's just be scared for a second.
There's the ads that they run on the Metro, where it's like, do you see anything unusual? And it's like an elephant sitting in the seat, and there's just like a brown box underneath the seat. And so it's like, you didn't even notice the brown box, did you?
But there's a fucking elephant.
There's a fucking elephant there. Of course, if I got on the Metro and there was an elephant just going like, oh god, another day at the peanut factory, just be like, my god, it's a fucking elephant.
And he talks apparently.
Yeah. Just like if I saw, I don't know, like fucking Cameron Diaz on the Metro.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, Cameron Diaz, what are you doing here?
Well, listen, if
it's just like just another day at the peanut factory. I'm just like, do you know the elephant?
If you see something, say something. I see Cameron Diaz on the train right now.
Tweet.
Sir, that's not...
Cameron Diaz is sitting 2 seats in front of me. Her hair smells majestic.
Hashtag see something, say something. Oh, dear Lord.
We're already on a fucking list. So
yeah.
We might as well just make the most of it and just use that hashtag on every single...
See something, say something.
Just like, see something, say something. New the Anthem Podcast is
That's when we get a visit from the black suits, and they're like, "Listen, it's funny. We all get it. Fucking stop."
We're recording the next podcast, and there's just some guy who knocks on the window right here, and he's just like, "Cut it out."
So this is a message out for all the listeners. Hashtag whatever you want. Hashtag it. See something, say something.
Just take a picture of like a frog on a lazy river. And just like,
saw this.
Something, say something.
Wanted to say something about it.
Isn't that just basically what Twitter is?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I went through a list of terrible teen selfies, and it was like fires and funerals and plane crashes.
Yeah.
And like, that's what Twitter is. It's you just take a picture. It's like the sign that they had at the hotel was that if there's I think it was a joke, but if there's a fire, exit before tweeting. Because that's what people will do.
Oh my god, there's a fucking fire. Hashtag fire. Hashtag New York.
That was her last tweet. If only she'd gotten out before she tweeted.
If only she instead had tweeted a fucking will. Because her whole family's fighting over her fortune. Her vast fortune.
Nobody on Twitter has a vast fortune.
Dust.
So Reddit, for what it's worth, is having their own little revolution.
Yeah.
And I think you know a little bit more about it than I do, but it involves a woman, I think. Mm-hmm. He's slightly attractive. I think my comment was, she's not bad looking. And then later it was, take that back.
Let me rephrase that. For normies.
For a normie, she's
well, obviously this is subject to change because this is Friday prior to the 4th of July weekend. Yeah, the CEO, Ellen Powell, who you may know from a gender discrimination lawsuit.
I didn't, but Corey apparently did.
That had been getting a lot of press.
Did she win that, by the way?
No.
Okay.
No, she lost.
Well, you know. But she's big on the gender equality, gender non.
Well, not even that. Just being PC,
decent to each other. Yeah, sure.
And
I don't know if anybody knows about Reddit. Not the place to be decent to each other.
No, it's 4chan, Reddit. These are the places where I go to expect my aluminum hat people theories and stuff like that.
And so Ellen Powell came in and she said, we're going to cut out this fringe show me the tits element.
Yeah.
Including...
everyone be decent to one another. At which point the internet said, go fuck yourself.
Matt Myra is big on one of those that she cut out.
Fat people shaming?
Yeah. Whatever, Lord, something Lord, and I'm not familiar with the terminology. But he was big. He, as a fat guy, loved going on there just because it was like, hey, it's just funny. It is what it is.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm just like, oh.
But so Ellen Powell wants to take out all the negativity.
Yeah.
And then recently this week...
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Recently this week, a very popular moderator got fired.
Yep.
And as always happens with these internet forums, the people don't like it, and the people start using the thing that tried to chastise them is the thing they used to complain, and then that thing then cuts them out and starts... Basically, they started making Reddits private so people couldn't comment anymore, and it turned into a huge clusterfuck.
Yeah.
And it's apparently about to spill out into the mainstream. And so Ellen Powell's probably hoping for a fappening to take the heat off.
Why I felt this was important and why I felt this needed to be talked about was even though I don't get on Reddit that often, and certainly don't contribute because I just can't.
Right.
I have a great respect for Reddit, even in a like loud town square kind of way,
right?
Because I know that I'm getting the sort of unfiltered reactions of everybody upon it, you know,
right?
Like there's no, you know how we talked about the level of discourse on Facebook in the gay marriage debate. Like I was following somebody's comment thread the other day, like reading through it while I was taking a shit or something like that. And then...
Nothing but highbrow humor here.
Well, where else am I supposed to read?
Fair enough. Okay, yeah.
In a book, like a goddamn savage?
I spend a majority of my time in there. Come on.
This would be a great time for a fart sound effect. Like a little, like... And it was being like, there was, the people who were just like, can't we all just agree to get along and not get up in everybody's face about every little thing? And then there were the people who were just like, go fuck yourself, fag. And there's like the people who were like, well, Jesus said. It's like, Jesus didn't say that. And it's just divulging into like 15 different arguments from all different sides that are all...
Right.
Like, whatever. But like... If you go on Reddit for that argument, then you're getting a whole new level of, because, it's only being linked by the friends on Facebook.
Right.
Once it goes to Reddit, it's open to the internet.
To everybody, yeah.
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 And any crazy idea that comes from left field is welcomed. And
yeah.
But Ellen Powell has apparently been very much against the proliferation of the Reddit
hate.
Yeah. The unpolitical correctness of Reddit.
Right. And great job for her to take, by the way, if you're going to take one.
Yeah. I just lost a gender discrimination suit. Where should I go next? Oh, Reddit.
Yeah.
Certainly ain't no slut shaming there. I thought now was the time to truly talk about what we do next. Like what our step forward is.
Right.
I've been sort of thinking a lot about this, and obviously we're going to be following along with how things go,
right,
going forward. But now is a good as time as any to try and think about how we can change things for the better,
right.
And I know it's early, but I thought
we're inside the cycle now.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're coming, and that's the thing. I was thinking. What we really have to focus on is the race for mayor. Right. Because obviously Stephanie Rawlings-Blake is going to be gone. She can't.
We would hope.
She can't win.
Yeah, she's polling very badly, so.
But this is an opportunity, I feel, for a young, hopeful new candidate who's going to be able to really turn things around and get us away from the status quo. And I don't know. I was just I guess hoping for some ideas on who we could peg to be that next person.
Well, I have good news for you.
Okay, good.
Sheila Dixon is running for mayor.
Yeah, not at all what I was... Remember how I said getting away from what had happened?
Yeah, she did her time, her 2 years probation, and restitution. That's all paid.
Yeah.
Don't judge her. Marion Barry.
Don't judge her.
Marion Barry was mayor again after he was deposed.
Yeah, but Marion Barry wasn't a human Skeletor, which I think is kind of...
Now I gotta find a good picture of Sheila
Skeletor?
Yeah.
Just Sheila Dixon and Skeletor next to each other.
Yeah. But, you know, so...
She does kind of have the Crypt Keeper look to her. A
little bit. I haven't seen her recently, so it might be worse.
No, still.
She's getting older. Yeah. So, if for those who aren't up on Baltimore news, obviously we are your Baltimore podcast. So why don't you tell the folks a little bit about Sheila Dixon?
Well, Sheila Dixon had 2 years as mayor.
Yes.
She was the president of the city council.
Under?
Martin O'Malley.
Right. Okay.
So as soon as Martin O'Malley left being mayor to be governor, Sheila Dixon was elected mayor, because that's how it goes. You become city council president, then you become mayor. There's a long history in Maryland politics of people who feel like they're destined for the throne and then run and then don't put up any kind of like actual campaign.
Anthony Brown,
Kathleen Kennedy Townsend.
Yep.
I was like, well, no, I'm going to get elected, so why even try?
I was lieutenant governor for 8 years. That's what we do.
Why not? Why am I going to lose this? You know, like, why am I going to do anything that could potentially lose this? I'm just going to play defense. I'm going to play
cover two,
no doubles defense, and just I'll just sail my way into the governor's office. Wait a minute. God damn it.
Oh, well.
You mean I actually have to do something before the election? Son of a bitch.
She made a plea deal and did no jail time, but had to give up her office. Mm-hmm. And because America is all about second chances. Marilyn Mosby's husband, is one of the front runners, apparently. The unannounced front runner for mayor. So
I feel like we need somebody who's not involved currently.
What we'd like to do is to hire a mayor the way we hire a police commissioner. Let's go out. Let's go out of the state, out of the city.
Lure somebody from Oakland.
God, not Oakland. No.
Listen, he's really turned things around. And he's not asking for a lot of money, which is an important...
You know what's a really clean, really well-working city?
Chicago?
No. Toronto. Let's get that guy down here to run.
Who's the mayor of Toronto? Maybe he can... Wait a minute, he's available?
Hey! Maybe he can clean this place up. They have great public transportation in Toronto.
Just make sure you hide the drugs.
From him.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, and so the other
There's no more drug problem in Baltimore because Mayor Rob Ford has taken them all. I mean, let's get... We sort of went off track here for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, let's go.
I think now, with the community policing initiative that's been started by the Baltimore Police Department, that this is a great time in our history to really try and make it more community friendly.
Absolutely.
Let the police know, or let the people know that the police really care about us, and that everything that has happened before isn't part of the future narrative.
And they're putting recordable cameras into the vans.
Oh, good. So now we would know if something happened.
Right. And you'll also be able to see that lovely message on the back gate that all of the prisoners say.
What? I'm sorry. What message?
The back gate of the van. That says,
"Smile, you're on camera."
No, it says, "Have a nice ride, because we sure will."
Oh.
Yeah. Welcome to Baltimore. Baltimore police have painted, and that tells me it's not one cop. It's not like somebody put a piece of paper on the wall. Painted on the inside of the van says, "Have a nice ride, because we sure will." If that doesn't tell you about everything that's going on in Baltimore, I don't know.
All right. Well.
I mean,
all right. So maybe we can't move forward with this mayor's race, and maybe we can't move forward with a better police presence. Right. But I do know what we can do.
What's that?
There are many...
Clean up the bay.
Well, clearly that's not going to happen. Listen, I'm trying to be hopeful, but I'm realistic to a degree at the same point.
Fair enough. So if I can transition just quickly from one third part of the third world, Baltimore, to another part of the third world, Greece. Have you seen what's been going on in Greece?
Well, while we're talking about politicians who are basically just like, yeah, fuck you guys, we might as well talk about Greece.
Yes, yeah. So have you been following any of that?
A little bit.
All right. So for those who don't know, today or tomorrow, 2 days after 2 days before this is recorded, probably you'll hear about the referendum vote on the day this is dropped on Tuesday.
And I imagine that there's going to be a lot of people when this podcast is dropped, and the millions who listen to it are all tuning in for their news.
Yeah.
They're going to be saying, we can get the scoop from the Anthem Podcast, the place where we go for our news.
Obviously, yes.
So, explain exactly what has happened.
The problem is that they have a very big debt. And by debt, it's not even regular debt like we owe people money. They have structural debt, which means it's getting worse every year because they have such a good pension program and they don't have a lot of young people working and same problems we have here, except for exacerbated worse because they have more of a social welfare system.
Yeah.
So they took out a loan from the IMF, and they did that as part of the agreement with the Eurozone to try and balance out their economy.
Yeah.
And everyone kind of was like, well, don't worry about it. We'll pay it back. Well, it's due. It was actually due on July 1st. And they said, we don't have it.
But they took off for the 4th of July, so they don't need to pay it until Monday.
No, it's not a big holiday in Europe. 4th of July, not a big holiday. So
I thought it was a holiday everywhere.
It should be, America, but it's not. No, so they basically said we don't have it and it's due. So they're doing a referendum vote on the 5th or on the 4th, July 4th, which again is nothing for them. It's just a day. About whether they choose what to do. Do we accept the terms of the IMF and the Eurozone bailout, which will be pensioners get cut, social programs get cut, road building, anything that's not keeping the economy going was basically going to get cut. And that's on one hand. And the other hand is we say, fuck you to the IMF, and we default on the loan, and essentially, it doesn't mean they're out of the Eurozone, but it means that all of the rest of the Eurozone members will vote whether or not they want them to stay into the Eurozone, and most likely they'll be booted out.
Follow-up question.
Yes.
Hasn't pretty much this entire time the Greek government just sort of been like, fuck you guys?
They haven't been they've said, listen, they have real problems.
Right.
And it's the problem of, I'm a Greek president, I'm elected by the Greek people. And so when the example I used is you went on your pension at 35 because you were, working in a marble quarry or whatever. At 35, your body's shot. You've been working there since you were 15. That's it for you.
Yeah.
And then you're living to be 75 because medical science is pretty advanced. And so you have people who haven't worked in years and are on a fixed income, and IMF is basically saying, we don't care, cut their benefits.
Yeah.
So anyway, keep your eyes on Greece.
Take out the trash days in full effect today.
The overall lesson here is that either they're going to get bailed out, and then Europe's going to find itself in some trouble because it's covering debt for a country, and then when Ireland fails or Albania fails or someone else, then they're going to have to say, well, hey, you bailed out Greece, why don't you... And people don't get this. I mean, I know a lot of people are probably saying, who the fuck cares about Greece? Let's just let them go do what they're going to do. It's the Eurozone, whatever. But we're such a tied-in worldwide economy now that things that happen in Greece that then affect the Eurozone will also affect Britain's pound sterling. It'll affect the dollar. And as we know, the United States has a great history of staying out of economic and political problems places. So
yeah, we've never once got involved.
Not our thing, not something we do. But the other possibility is that the Greeks will start revolting.
Well, hopefully Greece is still a country,
and hopefully Baltimore's still a city,
and hopefully Reddit still exists.
So we got a lot of hope. It's a very optimistic way of looking at the world. We're rounding this out on a very good tone. Yeah,
I think we've done good here today.
We did something. I don't know if it's good.
All right, well. If you took offense to anything I said, Rob's personal email address is...
Hey!
All right, well, fine. OTheAnthem.com, Corey at OTheAnthem.com, OTheAnthem on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, and the listener line, 443-219-7595.
What's that number again?
443-219-7595.
So you can find me on all your social networks at Robert N. Cheek, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, everywhere at Robert N. Cheek. Check out deaddot.com for all the news you're not going to find anywhere else on the web. Foundingthefuture.us for all my political rantings. You can find a lot of this stuff on there. And I'm specially posting the new Declaration of Independence, which I wrote a few years ago. That'll be up on foundingthefuture.com on the front page. RobertNCheek.com for all of the other information, including links to my books. And go to Amazon and buy my book, please.
Buy Rob's books.
Yeah. So, as always, you're listening to the The Anthem podcast, part of the The Anthem digital network. For Corey, this is Rob. Have a great week, everybody.
In particular. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see this week's full episode, right up here. And if you want to see the episode where we talked about the fappening, right down here. Till next week. See you later.